Peace. What's going on, everybody? Another day, another dollar, right? Welcome back to Blaze Street Productions, Blaze Street Music Channel. I'm your man CJ, aka DJ CJ, aka CJ Beats. So it's another Sunday, and I promised you that I would try to get some more content out there, some more things going on, happening on the channel. Just getting the channel kicked off, getting things started. So just want to welcome you back and just tell you what I'm going to be doing here on the channel. I'm going to be talking about music and talking about culture and art and ideas and movies and how the gadgets and cameras and everything that's going on. So that's what I'm going to be doing here on Blaze Street Productions and Blaze Street Music Channel. Right now, this is very important. This is the beginning of my new series, a series that I've been working on for quite some time. And that series is called 50th Greatest Records and Albums of My Lifetime. What does that mean? 50th Greatest Records and Albums of My Lifetime. We have the soundtrack of our lives. We probably each, for those of us who love music, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you do, or you wouldn't be here. But if you think about music and how music affects you and what music does to you, it kind of leaves you with different feelings you have in your life and different things. And over time, those memories and feelings can be stored and shared, and they really kind of they become a soundtrack for your life. So I joined the military when I was 17 years old, but before that I grew up in a very active my father was a musician and he played in a band. So growing up, a lot of times he would have to leave, and him and his friends in the band, they would go out and they would do things. I would even have a chance to go to rehearsals with them. So needless to say, that they had a lasting effect on me in my life. So that's where the soundtrack of my life came from. So the different things that I learned from my father and the different music that I learned from my aunties and stuff like that, listening to James Brown on the turntable growing up. Well, it wasn't a turntable then, it was a record player. So my father and my mother kept it out in the hallway at our house. And even before that, when we lived in a very small one 2-bedroom apartment that me and my sister grew up in, it was in the living room, and my dad kept his drum set in the living room too when he would practice. So that all part of the soundtrack of my life. So as I got older, I started collecting my own records when I got my first job, and a lot of things that I was able to do before I went into the military. So that's over the last 40 some years, I've been collecting music, and here it is, the 50 greatest records and albums of my lifetime, or albums and records, or whatever. So that's what I'm going to be doing. My objective is to keep the music alive. We talk about it. We can share it. You guys can share your memories. We're a part of the YouTube community, or YouTube creators. Well, YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world behind Google. So it's like you can find pretty much any piece of music on YouTube that you've probably been looking for your whole life. I've found some stuff too. So I'm going to start sharing it with you right now. And here it is. This is the Eliminators, and it's Love and Explosion. And this is the CD. And I actually got this CD, found it on YouTube, and purchased it from a website in England. I've had this CD now for 10 years. Now, my father's band, this is my father's band. So this is number 50. This is Love and Explosion. And my dad is on here. It was produced by Alonzo Tucker, not my dad. And this is directed by Jonathan Robinson. Again, not my dad. And this says 1974 Brunswick Records. My father is Carl Johnson, who co-wrote 5 songs off the album. So for me, number 50, soundtrack of my life, starts with my dad. So just get you a little bit of, so Love and Explosion is a labor of love. It's the album that my dad and his friends put together. They actually started working on this record in 1972. And just a little quick background about the Eliminators. The Eliminators is a culmination of some fellas that were playing music in and around Winston-Salem, North Carolina, back in the late 60s, early 70s. Real quickly, my father started playing drums when he was 5 or 6 years old, blah, 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 blah. Going to high school, he was in a chorus, stuff like that. And then along the way, he met some really good friends, and they started a doo-wop group. And when my dad was like 15, 16 years old, the doo-wop group actually opened up for James Brown one year when he came to Winston-Salem. So they got put on the bill, got a chance to open up for James Brown. Some very, very special things that they were doing. So fast forward to later on in his life, after he has me in 1962, which probably slowed some things down a little bit for him, because they were really young, him and my mom. And so the band, the Eliminators, came together from a group of guys who were playing in and around Winston-Salem from different clubs at the time, the Dungeon, the Cosmopolite, and a couple of other places. And so they came together, started rehearsing, and started putting some stuff together, writing some songs, and they became the Eliminators. So I've seen them play a lot of times. As a matter of fact, growing up, my dad and them opened up for Kool and the Gang. When the Kool and the Gang came to town, and they did a little quick show up at the fairgrounds one year. I was really young, never forget it. So for sure, like I was saying, the Eliminators were just, guys who were playing in different bands around Winston-Salem, and there's a couple of them I know I should remember right now. Maybe I'll do that in a follow-up video or just put it in the notes down below. But it's not like they were competing. They were just trying to each get their shine. And I think like Gore and Gore had a guy named Gore and the Go-Getters or something like that. That's like the other big band that was at Winston-Salem at the time. So the Eliminators came together and started putting some stuff together, and they was really getting their name out there. So I just want to read to you real quickly what it says on the back of the CD about the band. So you open it up. Yep. Got a nice little thing there. And I had a copy, the original copy of the album that I took with when I joined the Navy. And I ended up giving it back to my dad. And actually, he had a copy too, and he lost it. So I had to get it together, find it for him on the internet and find it. So just real quick, I'm gonna read this to you. As we look back at our high school days in 1963, playing in a school band at Atkins High School, which now there's only one. There's the new Atkins, which took over the old Atkins. Who would have guessed that we would reunite 12 years later to begin careers in the music field? Our name is a special name which we, the band, take great pride in. In 1972, all the members in the band were playing with the various groups around the Winston-Salem area, at which time we were all unsatisfied. Therefore, we each began to seek out old friends, and one by one began to put together a band which everyone in his particular field was unique and experienced. Our next step takes us on a long, adventurous voyage. Together, we learn to play harmony, searching to put all our individual unique talent together to play as one. Good. We were good, and we knew it, and we were out to prove it indeed. In less than 3 years, we played Tennessee, South Carolina, Georgia, Virginia, and needless to say, became extremely well known throughout North Carolina. So there you have it. Our voyage has brought us here. Individual people with different places to go, but on stage we play as one because we play together. Now from the Reflection Sound Studio in Charlotte, North Carolina, Wayne Jernigan, engineer. In New York, Jack Sherdell of ODO Sounds on 54th Street will give it the Eliminators, and that's from the inside of the liner notes there, what they said. So here's the roster of the band, the Eliminators. Jonathan L. Robinson, who's playing trumpet, flugelhorn. He's a Gemini. Calvin Rhodes playing the guitar. Mr. Calvin is a Taurus. Robert Burris, rhythm guitar. He's Aries. James Funches, alto sax, flute. He's a Leo. Carl Johnson, my dad. Call him Sugar Ray. He's drums. He's on the drums, and my dad's a Leo. Vaughn Myers, vocalist. Greedy Man. He's Virgo. Clifford Little, Baldy. He's the Congo guy. Is Sagittarius. Godowski. His name is actually Godo. Let's see. Godo Sakaahi. Brother's black. I don't know. They're trying to give him a, Asian name or whatever. We called him Rebop. So I always knew him as Rebop. So he's a tenor. He's Aries, but his name was Godowski. Nathaniel Williams, bass. This is Leo. Donna Clark is on vocals. He plays the harmonica. He's Pisces. And James Anderson, Mr. James, what I call him nowadays, who is actually the uncle of Sunshine Anderson, who had a big R&B hit back in a few years ago in the 2000s called Heard It All Before. James Anderson is her uncle, played with my dad. And Sunshine Anderson from North Carolina. Mr. Anderson, Mr. James is an Oregon. He's a Virgo. So we got Love and Explosion, Get Satisfied, Love Your Woman, Give It Up, Try, Blood Donors Needed, Taking Love and Making Love, Get Satisfied Part 2, Loose Hips, and Rump Bump. 10 songs. Pretty simple. Produced by Alonzo Tucker, directed by Jonathan Robinson, engineers Wayne Jernigan and Jack Sherdell, 1974, Brunswick Records. Number 50 on my 50th greatest albums and records of my lifetime. So there you have it. My voyage, music began there, with my dad's and my group doing their thing. It's just really hard to just express to you how proud I am of my father, who right unto this day is still playing music. He's playing in the church back home at First Calvary Baptist Church in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. He is playing drums and piano there. He's had a lot of great musical mentors in his life. The late great Miss Ingram, who taught my dad how to play piano and stuff like that. So, and he'll tell you himself of all the different things that he's learned and had to, deal with and go through. So, man, just listen to that record growing up just brought back, just appreciate what he was doing, working 2 or 3 jobs and also playing in the band, trying to raise me, my brother, and my sister. I would just tell you that it was really, I have a lot of good memories of my childhood. And I'm just very proud of where I come from and all the things that I've learned in my life because of my father. So for sure, he's my musical guy. He's my musical guide on this journey. He's the one that definitely set me on the path. So this is what we're going to be doing on the channel. Basically talking about good music, good albums, good records, good things that are probably lost today, because today is just so different now when they talk about music. And things are going on. It's really type of the musical cycle, the music news cycle is so fast. It's like things are running quickly. Stuff like these guys are doing, is going to last forever. First of all, there's an analog age, which people were using the equipment itself, big hulking machines and diodes and receivers and stuff like that. So incredible, what they were doing. So just to give you a preview, what I'll be talking about music by Stevie Wonder, music by Fleetwood Mac, music by The Police, music by Quincy Jones, music by Steely Dan, music by Miles Davis, music by Weather Report, just a whole gamut of different things that I'll be talking about as I count down to number 1. So please just pop in on me every now and then. I'll be putting up new content, new videos, and we're just gonna be talking that talk, doing that thing, talking how we talk about music and about life and about culture, about art. You know, you can share with me your stories too, and I would love to hear them. So right now I'm filming on my Lumix Panasonic GX7. You know, I'm sorry, Panasonic G7. That's what I'm filming on right here, using Manfrotto tripod. I'll put the links down below of the stuff that I'm using, and I got my little special notes here on my iPad Pro 9.7. So hopefully you guys will like it, subscribe, like, leave comments, dislikes, whatever, chit chat. Just try to be respectful. I respect you as long as you respect me, and then we keep talking about music. So I'm signing off from here from Makaha, Oahu, Hawaii, where I live at. Love the life I live in Hawaii. So hopefully you guys will continue to be blessed in your life. Until next time, peace.